Formerly known as the Japanese Buick, the Toyota Avalon has been the brand's full-sizer since 1995, providing Americans with comfortable and very dependable transportation. Since the fourth generation was introduced in 2013, the Avalon has moved on to having more of a sporty edge and flavor in recent years over previous generations, and is certainly a top pick among full-size sedans. So let's go ahead and check out and take a closer look at this 2018 Toyota Avalon XLE Plus. Styling of the Avalon is handsome and contemporary simultaneously, and is certainly a handsome looking sedan, and you'll find usual modern styling amenities including optional aluminum alloy wheels, LED daytime running lights, and a sleek roofline. Our XLE Plus trim comes very well equipped with Toyota's standard safety cinch, which includes all of the latest high-end safety technologies including adaptive cruise control, automatic high beams, and lane departure warning. The Avalon also slots up above Toyota's midsizer, the Camry, in size, measuring at 195.3 inches in length and 72.2 inches in width, and you'll find it to be comparable to many other peers in its class. Here's the key fob for the Avalon. It's your basic Toyota smart key, but you do have your lock unlock to release your trunk, as well as your panic alarm. This color of the Avalon is known as the Midnight Black Metallic, with chrome accenting on the door handles, as well as smart key access on the driver's door and the front passenger door. You also find a full-on black leather interior with gray contrast stitching and an 8-way power adjustable driver's seat with power recline and 4-way power lumbar. Stepping on inside of the Avalon here, the first thing that you'll notice about the interior is the contemporary styling that does match the exterior design for the vehicle. And you'll also notice that there's just plenty of space inside of here. I mean, I have so much headroom as well as so much leg room to just stretch out. Do have push button ignition, just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. What you're hearing there is Toyota's very familiar 3.5 liter V6 that Toyota has been using for quite some time now. We do have a full leather wrapped steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, pretty standard stuff here, 6-speed automatic with manual shiftability. Would love to see them add 8 speeds in the future for increased fuel efficiency. And you also do have paddle shifters if you want to shift the vehicle manually via that way. When you put the vehicle into reverse, you do have your rear view camera with guidance lines, and you also do have a rear cross traffic alert. Let's go ahead and turn on the headlights and the hazards. Let's go and check out the exterior of the Avalon. All windows are fully automatic. Pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Side turn signal indicators with blind spot detection. 17-inch alloy wheels. Decent looking design there. And up front you will find your halogen projector beam headlights. You can also go for LED daytime running lights as well as LED headlights. Powering the Avalon here is Toyota's very familiar 2GR FE 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine. And Toyota has been using this for quite some time now and has proven to have pretty good longevity and is very dependable. You're looking at 268 horsepower at 6,200 RPM and 248 pound-feet of torque at 4,700 RPM, with EPA estimates being an above average at 21 in the city and 30 on the highway. This is your only engine choice available, and you can only go with front-wheel drive with this vehicle. and you only get a 6-speed automatic. However, that 6-speed is incredibly refined, and I rather much prefer that 6-speed over what other auto manufacturers are putting in, such as 8-speed autos and 9-speed autos. Sometimes they're not always the best, but this powertrain is definitely very dependable, and the fuel efficiency isn't too bad either. Pricing of the Avalon starts at the base XLE trim, which starts at $33,500. Then you can move on to the XLE Plus, which is what we have here. You're looking at $35,250. XLE Premium, $36,700. Touring, $37,900. And the top of the line Limited, $41,300. Competitors of the Avalon, you're looking at vehicles in the full-size sedan class. This includes the likes of the Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, Chevrolet Impala, Ford Taurus, and you can also look at the Nissan Maxima. The Avalon also shares the same powertrains and many mechanical components and the same platform with the Lexus ES350. Pricing for our particular Avalon, you're looking at $36,452. EPA estimates, like I said, 21 in the city and 30 on the highway. And you have dual integrated exhaust tips, as well as LED brake lights. All of your basic power necessities, of course, including power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, chrome interior door handles. Plenty of padding on the armrests, as well as the mid-door panel and the upper door panel here. The Avalon certainly has rich and premium feeling materials inside of here. Like I said, you'll find plenty of soft touch materials on the door panels here, and the dashboard is all soft touch. Overall, it's an incredibly inviting interior and pretty luxurious too, especially given the price point for the vehicle. The steering wheel is also pretty stylish for the most part. You have a 3-spoke steering wheel with chrome accenting around the buttons. You'll find steering wheel mounted audio controls, all of the basic norm here, and manually tilting and telescoping steering wheel with a decent range of adjustment here. And you have your Bluetooth phone controls, voice recognition, your pre-collision system alert, as well as your lane departure alert too. And here's where you can adjust the distance between the vehicle in front of you and the Avalon for the pre-collision system alert here, this button down here, and then you have your traction control off, as well as your trunk release. Auto dimming rearview mirror, garage home link, integrated compass, map lights, and your sunglass container. Sunroof with your sunroof controls. Unfortunately, you can't get a panoramic moonroof in the Avalon, and many other vehicles in this class do offer that, such as the Chevrolet Impala and Chrysler 300. Goes to a glove box compartment, and down here you'll find a little storage cubby, and with two 12-volt power outlets, a USB charging port, and an auxiliary input. And you can also go for the Qi wireless charging system for your smartphone. Dual cup holders and your heated seats for the driver and the front passenger. You also do have 3 different driver selectable modes for the Avalon. You have your Eco, Normal, as well as your Sport. Your Eco mode, of course, is your most fuel efficient setting. Your Normal mode is for your everyday daily driving use, as well as your Sports mode, and that tightens up the steering and it changes the throttle response for the vehicle. And if you go for a higher end trim level for the vehicle, you can also go with a sports tuned suspension. You also do have your center console, plenty of space inside of here, and you'll also find a removable tray. Nice and soft to the touch too. The seats in the Avalon are also incredibly comfortable, and many other automotive manufacturers are going with more aggressive side bolsters, but I love how the Avalon keeps it very traditional here, very supple and very plush seats here, and great for long road trips. Visibility out of the Avalon is also pretty good. You also find plenty of glass area on the front windows here. A-pillars are pretty narrow, and seeing out of the rear, it's pretty good too. Not too bad. even though you do have the sloping roofline. We do have dual zone automatic climate control. You can adjust the temperatures right here, and the touch sensitive buttons do work fairly well. And you have your fan speed levels, exterior temperature readout right here, as well as your digital clock. You can also go for a tri-zone automatic climate control system on higher end trim levels for the Avalon. And we also have your Entune system, and this is the previous generation for your Entune. And I rather much prefer the Entune that you'll find on the new Camry, but this still works fairly well. It's just slightly dated. But your different audio sources do include all of the norm here, including AM, FM, XM, satellite radio, and your CD player with your optical disc drive, USB port with iPod integration, as well as your auxiliary input. And here goes your eject button right here, and then your seek and track. As well as your setup, you could change many different settings here for the Entune system, including the system time, language, weather, temperature. You can change from Fahrenheit to Celsius, and you can turn the beep of the system on or off if you like, and change the color theme too. Then you have your voice. You can change the voice volume. You have your voice recognition prompts. You can change it from medium, high, or low. And you have your driver settings. Phone settings, you can hook up your Bluetooth phone, have all of your contacts on here too, and pair up to multiple Bluetooth devices. Vehicle settings, like your vehicle customization, door lock settings, climate settings, lights, many different settings that you can change there too. I love how you could swipe like this, which definitely has a natural tablet-like feel. Audio settings, like the number of radio presets. You can display the cover art if you like, automatic sound levelizer too. But overall, this Entune system does work fairly well. Little dated here, but it's still very intuitive and fairly easy to use. While the Avalon is not intended to be a sporty vehicle, this vehicle is really trying to appeal to the masses with its driving dynamics. You will also really find that behind the wheel of the vehicle. It's comfortable behind the wheel, and you'll also find that it provides pretty composed and predictable handling. And I mean, this is a vehicle that anyone can feel pretty comfortable with. And the 6-speed automatic transmission, I mean, it's incredibly refined. No problems with this transmission, and it never hesitates to shift. And the CVT automatic is also pretty refined too. It doesn't drone a whole lot, which is pretty nice. And also, the ride is fairly comfortable and pretty quiet, especially at highway speeds. And while it's not the cushy riding vehicle it used to be back in the early 2000s or the 90s, it's still a pretty comfortable ride. But I mean, it does provide pretty predictable handling at the same time. But don't mistake this for being a very sporty vehicle. I mean, if you are looking for really good handling, I suggest checking out the Nissan Maxima. And if you want more power, if you're looking for a whole lot of power out of your vehicle, definitely check out the Chrysler 300 or the Dodge Charger. All right. Let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Plenty of soft touch materials back here in the rear. And you also find contrast stitching on the mid-door panel here. Rear adjustable headrests. And back here you will find pretty roomy rear seats. And you'll find 37.9 inches in headroom, as well as up to 39.2 inches in legroom. Plenty of space back here. And like I said, you can also go for tri-zone automatic climate control on higher end trim levels for the Avalon, as well as heated rear seats. But you won't find a panoramic moonroof, which is pretty disappointing. But you will also find dual map pockets, as well as a rear center armrest with cup holders. The seats are also pretty comfortable themselves too. You also find up to 16 cubic feet of space of maximum cargo capacity, and you have your ski trunk pass-through as well, and your Avalon floor mat. And a spare tire. Always love to see that. and your emergency trunk release. So with its very comfortable and roomy interior, its potent and reliable V6 engine, as well as its plenty of standard features for the money, the 2018 Toyota Avalon is a superb choice for a full-size sedan. Just remember that if you are looking for a more sporty sedan, you may want to check elsewhere. So remember, that's Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.